Looks like it's time to dive into another great beverage. It's Dudes with Brews on a Porch. Let's check in with our friend Drew for this week's episode. Who will he talk to? What will they talk about? And what will they drink? What are you waiting for? Get your ass off the lawn and come onto the porch. It's Dudes with Brews.
Wait, how'd you do that? How'd you do that?
I'm not a fucking idiot.
What do you mean?
You've never opened a beer with your hand before?
Not one that required a bottle opener.
Not a twist off. You're a fucking savage.
Do it again.
Can I open your beer, Brandon?
Yeah.
He uses his ring. That's what. Is that the purpose of the ring?
Oh.
Is that why?
I thought you just powered it off with your bare hands.
I'm just so fucking.
He's got such a bad drinking problem that he has to.
I don't drink
He
beers
just says
at
that
all.
he hates beer, like, to make himself feel better.
So what's your drink then? If you're not a beer guy, what do you like?
Water.
Just straight water? I drink water. I drink water, beer, and
I love water.
that's about it.
I just mean as a...
Oh, alcoholic?
Yeah.
I like woodchuck. Fucking that shit's
What is
so good.
what's woodchuck?
It's like an ale. Apple ale. One of those fucking
Okay,
things.
so yeah.
Except it's less fruity. It's more like bitter.
Okay.
But it's not hoppy. I don't know. I don't know why. I just don't like hoppy taste.
I didn't like the hoppy stuff for a while, and then I just got used to it. Now
You screw some balls.
Now I love it. Yes,
Yeah.
I got testicles.
I love it, yeah. Like, whenever I try a new beer, I try to get, like, the most IBUs that I can.
Really?
Oh, you know about the IBUs?
Yeah.
Well, this one is so we're recording, so we'll dive into it. We got Ian, we got Branden. They are the hosts and would you say co-creators?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Co-creator of Dudes of Divination. It's would you say it's a specific D&D group, or is it a role-playing tabletop?
It's a tabletop role-playing group, yeah.
All right, so we'll talk about that in a second. We're drinking 2 dams, because Ian usually doesn't give 1 dam. He gives 2.
Hell yeah.
There you go. From Fox River Brewing in Oshkosh. An unfiltered blonde ale, golden straw in color, slight haze, and fluffy white head of the foam, which you poured it in your horn, and you see the head a little bit on there.
It's a nice head to it.
Nice head to it. Everyone likes a little bit of head every once in a while.
Of course, why not?
And yeah, so I've never had this before, but yeah, Oshkosh, Wisconsin. Let's give it a shot.
It's alright.
Did you try it?
Yeah.
It's so it's 4.7 ABV, 11 on the IBUs. It's a little, I don't know, it's like your light beer. I'd kind of compare it to.
It's like a Bud Light.
Yeah, maybe a little more of a Budweiser.
Yeah. It's not bad though.
No, it's easy drinking.
It is easy drinking. Yeah, well, Ian, I asked him what he liked, and he said he doesn't like beer. He doesn't like
water.
You don't like the dark stuff, right? You said
I've tried a few dark beers. Oh man, I did not finish those drinks.
that was my concern too. Was like I thought I wasn't gonna be able to handle the dark stuff, and now I actually really like them.
I'm not a dark beer fan.
No?
My wife drinks, exclusively dark beers. Like, she'll drink other beers, but, like, her go-to is, like, Guinness.
Okay.
It's an easy dark beer, but, like, she's really into, like, porters and stuff.
Yeah, I like the porters.
I can't. I don't know.
They're good.
Maybe I'm not there yet. I didn't like IPAs, and now I really like IPAs, so maybe I'll just work my way through all the beers at some point.
My first dark beer was like a Liney's, like some summer shanty or something.
That's not a dark beer at all.
No, it was maybe the autumn. It was whatever the dark beer.
Vanilla porter?
Yeah, something
Maybe.
like that.
It's the winter.
Oh man, did I struggle drinking that beer.
You know, speaking of vanilla porter, something about the vanilla in it made it a lot easier for me to drink.
Yeah, I like the Stone Arch Brewing. I had their vanilla stout, and it was actually really good.
But I like Stone Arch. I've only had a couple Stone Arches, but
That's the only one I've ever
been
had.
disappointed by them.
It's good. To each their own. This isn't too bad. We'll get back to that at the end of the episode. But yeah, 2 dams, blonde ale. I grabbed it because it said, "Hey, you call me Fluffy." On there, there's like a beaver with a mustache. He looks pretty cool on the cover.
Yeah, it does look pretty sweet.
But yeah, so you guys do this a YouTube series, YouTube channel, where you do some tabletop stuff.
Yeah.
How did so I was kind of talking to Ian about it a little bit earlier because we all work together, And
for lunch.
Fortunately.
I was like curious. You guys have been into this for a while.
I think we just hit our 6-month mark as a YouTube channel, but
Oh, really?
I've been playing since I think 7th grade. I got into it. I'm not going to do the math of what year that would have been. But
It's been a while.
yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, I've been doing it ever since, like, again, not to try to do math here at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, but, I mean, my uncle introduced me to Dungeons, I think Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, when I was about 7 or 8. So
Okay.
it's been
I
a
don't
while.
think it's weird because I heard about like Dungeons and Dragons, but I had no idea what it was until like Stranger Things came out.
Oh yeah, I've never seen Stranger Things, but I did hear that they play it in that.
It's like one of the first scenes is you see him playing Dungeons and Dragons, and it was always kind of back in the day. It was all kind of like the nerd stuff, the quote unquote geek nerd kind of situation. Same thing with like comic books, but now in like the last 10 years, it's been. I mean, it's
pop culture.
That's the norm.
Nerd culture is pop culture now. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
I remember when I originally got into D&D, it was a couple guys that I went to school with who were like not great friends of mine, but they were like acquaintances. One guy had a locker a couple down from me, and like it was 3 dudes, and they were all like standing in a circle talking, and I like went over to talk to them because they were dudes that I knew.
Right.
I was like, "Oh, what's going on?" And oh, nothing. Just talking about our plans this weekend. It was like real, like secret, like hush hush. Like they didn't want to tell people they were going to play D&D.
Yeah.
I don't remember how exactly I ended up in their group, but I was like, "That sounds awesome. I want to play it," because I've always been into like fantasy and shit like that.
Yeah, I always liked the sci-fi stuff growing up and everything, but I just never. None of my friends or family. It's surprisingly like none of my family members. Played it. Like I have family that's really into the Renaissance fair and stuff like that.
Me too. I got a costume in that closet.
Do you really?
Yeah.
So when you go there, do you like talk in like the language? How do you do
Some
that?
people do. I have
With a Wisconsin accent?
I haven't really gotten to that point yet. Like I go in costume. I have like a spell book. I have a wizard robe and a hat and a
geez.
staff and a spell book.
Do you get hot?
I don't think about it. It's just about looking the part, really.
Yeah.
Like,
The first time I went, I had a broken wrist. I was in 5th grade, and it was like I just got out of 5th grade. I broke it at the skate park, and my dad paid for me to get put in the thing where you
the stocks.
Yeah, and they dump cold water on you, and they're like, look at this contraption on his wrist, what is this majesty or whatever.
Yeah, when you're in costume, the people there will interact with you more. Like,
Right.
If you're just like a dude there, the people that work there just sort of ignore you.
Yeah.
But if you're in costume, they'll like talk to you, and then you feel almost obligated to talk back to them. But it's like, I haven't been doing this all day, so I don't.
Yeah. It's you ever see like the South Park episode where they get held hostage at like a reenactment place and they just can't break character? That's the #1 rule.
I've never seen it.
Sounds great.
It's a good episode. That's what I think about whenever I think of the Renaissance Fair.
That's funny.
But yeah, the last time I went, I don't know. It's been a while, but the same thing happened. Somebody paid for me to get put in the fucking stocks again, and they dumped cold water on me.
I felt good on a hot day, though.
It was nice, yeah. But, soggy socks are the worst feelings in the world.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But, I didn't really know much about D&D or really what role-playing games were. When I thought of RPGs, it was always... I was thinking, like, Zelda.
Right.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. So, it's... I guess explain to people, like... And I kind of get the understanding of D&D. There's a lot of books involved. There's different storylines. There's different worlds. There's a lot of different things. It's not just D&D, but tabletop games, I guess you could say.
There's a lot of different styles and like genres of tabletop gaming.
Yeah, so kind of think of it like a cooperative storytelling to where you and the people on your table are trudging through this adventure, making it your own, while the person at the head of the table who's running the game is constantly just feeding you new information and like just kind of populating the world beneath your feet, really.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's how I like to look at role-playing games.
Mm-hmm.
And then
It's an imagination game, like, first and foremost.
Yeah.
Like, it varies really greatly from a board game. Like, a lot of times, if people that don't know what it is are talking to me about it, they'll say, like, well, how do you win? Well, you don't really win. Like, you're in a group, you work cooperatively. There's not like points or like victory points or anything like that. Like, you just try to advance the story. It's a storytelling game first and foremost. You try to advance the story, and then your character gains like new tricks and stuff that he can do along the way.
You can like level up though too, can't you?
Yeah.
Like, you can do different levels and
Yeah, it goes level 1 through 20. So like you usually start out fighting like goblins or something like that, and you work your way up to dragons and
okay.
stuff like that.
So are you guys into like World of Warcraft then too?
I play World of Warcraft.
I never have.
I never have either.
I'm
just cheap.
It's an expensive game to commit to.
Not really.
No? And like $20 a month?
No.
15? I thought it was
like
$14.99.
It's like $70 every 6 months. It's like, whatever.
That's still.
I can't do it.
I pay $70 a year for PS4 and $70 a year for Xbox, so it's like, what's another thing?
Yeah,
I guess.
I just don't like to.
I feel like I'd get
money like
sucked in.
That's the problem with World of Warcraft. A lot of people like start playing it and they can't stop playing it.
Yeah. Yeah, I've known people that have like lost relationships because of fucking World of Warcraft.
Yeah, and then on the other hand, I've known people that have met their significant other because of World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, even at work.
yeah.
Oh really? I don't know. I don't think I could do it. I'm more old school. Like I grew up with the gaming. You know, our first platform that we had, I think, in my house when I was younger, I think it was the Sega.
Sega Genesis?
Yeah, Genesis.
Yeah,
so, you know, Sonic and all that stuff. And I'm really more of a start to finish kind of guy, story mode kind of gamer, because that's how I grew up. I know a lot of people, even my age still, that they like the online aspect and the multiplayer aspect, but I just never caught on to it because, well, my mom didn't get the fucking internet until I graduated high school and moved out.
Oh, shit.
So, like, you know, I was well behind there, I guess. So I was always just stuck playing, you know, story modes and everything like that. So that's kind of what I've stuck with the gaming stuff. And I don't think I could do World of Warcraft because, I don't know, I'm such a troll. I'd be such a troll.
The thing with World of Warcraft is it is what you make it. Like, it's essentially like just a give me of every type of platform. You can do PvE, where you're just doing like the story mode.
Right.
And you just get new quests and new stories. You can do PvP, where it's literally you and
Everyone.
10 other people are just battling 10 other people. Or you can do like the big PvE, where you're getting together with like 40 people and fighting like the story together.
Yeah.
So, like, it's really kind of however you want to shape your game.
There is a story, too.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Like a loose story. Like, you don't need to strictly follow it.
Oh no. Like, you just it's just the need for XP in World of Warcraft is you're just trying to level up as fast as you can, get money as fast as you can. Like,
Yeah.
that's all it is. There's like, the story is very, very loose. It's just all about just completing quests, getting new things. Like, it's just kind of a constant roll.
Yeah. So is it easier to talk about this stuff versus it being a little more taboo back in the day?
Oh, yeah.
Since it's gained popularity.
I think it also just
I don't want to say taboo.
I think it also just comes from being an adult and, like,
Sure. Not giving a fuck.
I don't give a fuck what people think about me anymore. Like, I'll play D&D 5 days a week if I have the ability to do so.
Right.
And I don't care. Like, I don't know.
Man, I'd rather, you know, you see all these people going out and getting shit canned, which, you know, it's fine. I do that every once in a while, I guess, but I'd rather just hang out with good friends and have fun at someone's house.
You can still drink and play D&D. I mean, it's a great drinking game. Like,
Drunk Dungeons and Dragons DDD.
Yeah.
That could be your new. That could be like a sub channel of your YouTube
That's funny.
channel.
A dude I know in Green Bay just got into it, and that's the name of his gaming group.
Is it really?
Trip D's Drunken Dungeons and Dragons.
That's awesome.
Yeah. That's funny that you say that.
That'd be a good YouTube channel. I've watched a couple of your videos to kind of gain an understanding of it because, like I said, I've never been exposed to it. And we're going to go through some stuff a little bit later on walking me through, like, the different... what's it called?
A dungeon.
Like, just a dungeon?
Yeah, you go... I mean...
You can call it whatever you want. I mean, it's just like a little... It's a mini adventure.
We'll play through a little adventure.
Okay.
You can make your own character, and we'll play through
I got a good character.
All right.
I got a couple characters.
Sweet.
So me and Ian talk about this quite a bit. Like every morning, he gets in at 5. I'm on the last leg of my shift, but we always just shoot the shit. And I was talking about like various like role playing games with like creating one for like zombies and stuff. Like, and you can do.
I got that up on the shelf right now.
Do you really?
Yeah, Year of the Zombie. I have. That use
a lot.
So different role playing games like use different dice. So I like to use the D20 system. It's called, where you use the sound of dice, where you use all these different kinds of dice. So you have a 20-sided dice,
A crazy game of Yahtzee.
12-sided dice, 2 10-sided dice to represent percentiles. So 8, 6, and 4.
Okay.
So that's my favorite style of role playing game. Just because that's what I know. Like that's what I played first. But there's also role-playing games that use only D6s, and you like build big pools of D6s, and then there's role-playing games that use only D10s, and you build big pools of D10s, and then Fantasy Flight Games does a Star Wars role-playing game.
Oh, nice.
And they use their own dice. So they're shaped like these dice, but they have different symbols on them.
Okay.
It's not numbers. So there's a lot less math involved, so that's kind of cool for somebody who doesn't like math, but...
Right.
But yeah, there's like a role-playing game for everything.
Oh, yeah.
But what's nice about games like Dungeons and Dragons and stuff is like you can really play anything you want. Like just because the game is called Dungeons and Dragons doesn't mean that you need to be in a dungeon fighting a dragon.
Right.
Like you could take the Dungeons and Dragons rules and apply it to modern day. And you could you could be like superheroes in modern day, or you could be what we're playing right now is Starfinder. So it's using essentially the same rule set, but it's in space.
Yeah.
So
so there's different like books or the guides or
there's different books. There's different books that like do different things. Like you have your 3 core books for most game systems. You have your player's handbook, which has like
all
guidelines.
the rules.
Guidelines for creating a character. Rules for combat, rules for whatever you need. You have your Dungeon Master's Guide, and that's like the storyteller's handbook. And that has like traps, magical items, how to build a world, stuff like that.
Nice.
And then you have the Monster Manual that gives a bunch of stats for all the different monsters that you can throw at your players.
All right. Have you like what do you like better? Do you like being the Dungeon Master, or is it you like the interactive part of it?
I like being a Dungeon Master more.
Do you?
Personally.
Okay, that's a hard question.
I feel like I'd fuck around too much. Like I'd be like, I would just like give like random ass scenarios.
Yeah, that's what's great about being a Dungeon Master, though. It's like, yeah, if you want to, you can totally go off track and change the game. Like, it's really cool to be a Dungeon Master. You need to be really adaptable because the players dictate the game. You're just there to narrate it, basically.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got like suckered into being the DM all the time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I'm like salty about it. I still like doing it. I just don't like to be a long-term Dungeon Master because I get ideas for characters that I want to play that I've never gotten to play because I DM'd for like 10 years. So
yeah. And you guys do like a rotation, don't you? Kind of, or do you do different ones?
On our channel, we've kind of gotten kind of a niche for each one of us. So Nick, who isn't here with us, he is handling our Starfinder group.
He messaged me.
And Brandon here, who is a master at Pathfinder.
I don't know if I say master.
He handles that, and someone who's a traditional 5e D&D player, I kind of tackled that role.
A purist.
And then, again, I play a lot of different... I mean, I have a role-playing game called Legend of the Five Rings, where you're based in, like, a loose set Japanese culture, and so you're having to deal with, like, you are in service to some noble, but yet you still have your own personal goals, and you have that going around. And then I have another system where you just play as a whole bunch of mouses and mice. It's called Mouse Guard. And
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. We haven't done it yet, but I'm really excited. I really hope that we're able to.
My name would be Lemmy Winks, of course.
That would be hilarious. Of course. You'd be a guinea pig.
That's interesting. Yeah, I've noticed you're kind of a history buff snob, I'd like to say.
I mean,
he's correcting me anytime I bring up a thing about history. Well, actually, or something like that.
I like history a lot too. I don't know. I'm a little more polite than Ian is. Ian's
it's fun. No, I don't mind it.
I'm a fucking asshole. I'll tell you when you're wrong. And you know what? I don't feel bad about it at all.
There's nothing wrong with it. I get my verbal abuse from Ian right away. 5 o'clock in the morning. I mean, one of the first things he says to me is an insult.
Yeah, I'm not even fucking awake yet, and he's over there like, "Hey, how you doing? Fuck you."
I've been up all night, man.
I gotta start coming in at 5 just to hang out with you.
It's pretty fun. We just gotta shoot the shit for 20 minutes.
Every time I've come in early, I've liked it. It's so low-key on third.
Yeah, it is.
It has its perks, but I mean, there's times where my daughter just started baseball, and thankfully it rained yesterday, so her practice got canceled. So I was like, hell yeah, I'm going to bed.
Yeah.
But her practices go till 6 at night, so I get home 6:30 and get up at 10 o'clock or 10:15ish sometimes, and off to work, and then you gotta go put in a full night and just not want to die at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's difficult.
Yeah, Drew doesn't make it past 7 o'clock very often.
No, I don't.
No, I never see you. I start at 7. I'll catch a glimpse of you as I walk up.
You see
gone.
What once was.
It's a mirror image of Drew.
Yeah. It's time to go, man. Especially when your average is 5 hours of sleep a night.
Yeah,
I couldn't
do that.
It comes to get you. I used to party and hang out with my friends till 3 a.m. and then go to work at 5. And when I worked at Walmart still. And I would be fine.
Yeah. We're old now.
Dude, not anymore, yeah. Pushing 30.
You're a dad?
My dad too, yeah. They're not... My daughter sleeps till 10 on the weekends, which is pretty nice, yeah. But not my son. In the way...
that guy.
Right. That little punk. But I go to bed on the weekends. If I don't work overtime, I go to bed at 8 o'clock, but then I wake up at 2 a.m. And then it's just what the hell do I do?
Yeah.
It's one time I cleaned under the couch. That was just
man, your wife's got you whiffed. Holy shit. Cleaning the couch.
My wife has it made.
What are you doing?
Anytime you see all these memes and shit, my sister posts these memes I don't want to sleep like a baby, I want to sleep like my husband. And it's shut the fuck up. I'm up with my kids. My wife's got it good. I clean 9 times out of 10. She comes home and the place is clean. I pick up the same mess over and over. Yeah, I get grumpy about it, but you know what? I'm breaking gender stereotypes here.
You are. You're a revolutionary.
You're a stay-at-home dad.
I better get a statue when I die.
Yeah.
I would actually not mind being a stay-at-home dad.
Fuck yeah! Why wouldn't you just stay home, fucking play games, and fucking watch kids? Oh, you have a boo-boo? Oh, suck it up. Let's go. I'm watching TV.
Because he cleans his house. He wouldn't just be playing games and watching
Fuck
kids.
that.
He'd be doing shit all over the house.
That's her job. She can...
When one of the parents is a stay-at-home parent, it's not their job to do anything.
I think we have this whole idea. I think I just want unemployment. I think that's what I want.
Yeah.
You want to be a stay-at-home parent without the parent aspect. You just want to stay at home.
Yeah.
More or less.
Or the significant other aspect. Just single and unemployed, collecting a government check.
Right.
That doesn't sound too terrible.
I'm pretty much
not drinking beer.
Third shift pretty much makes me a stay-at-home parent, essentially.
Yeah.
I mean, my wife gets home
to work instead of sleep.
Yeah, more or less. I take my kid to the park all the time. When summer hits, I'll have both kids a lot during the week, and we're going to probably hit the park all the time. And I have to deal with other people's kids, which I hate, at the park, and it's other people's parents. You always have like the one, like it was last week. A guy comes up to me and he saw the shirt I was wearing had the company name on it, so he knew, it was marine related, and he's just like, "Oh, so some guys fishing out there. What do you think they're catching?" I'm like, "I don't know, bro. Like, I know nothing about fish. The fish that they're catching here." And like our kids were the same age, but you can tell there's like quite a bit of an age gap, which is nothing wrong with that. But I'm just like, he's like trying to make small talk with me. I'm like, dude, I'm just here hoping my kid gets tired enough to take a nap so I can sleep for a little bit later, so I can go to bed an hour earlier than normal. Leave me alone.
I hate that, like, boat talk, like when people try to talk to you about like our job. Like, I don't know anything about it.
I don't either.
I just get paid. Like, we were at Walleye Weekend last year, and a guy's like, "Oh, you want to get out on the water? You need a Yamaha." You're not hurting my feelings. Like, that's fine. You can. That's cool.
That's like when all these people. I used to work in a shop a little, like an oil change tire shop or whatever, and I drive a Ford Explorer, and when are you gonna get a Chevy? It's like, who fucking cares what kind of car I have?
Yeah, that's awful.
Do you care, Ian?
No.
You care about the cars?
I just like my cheap ass car. I like my bike. I drive a Harley.
Harley Davidson.
I mean, I don't drive it because it's a Harley. I drive it because it's a fucking sweet ass bike.
When are you gonna get an Indian?
No, I'm not a bike snob. I don't even know how to ride a motorcycle.
I rode a motorcycle one time in a parking lot, and I drove in a circle, and I almost fell. So I used to drive a moped.
Nice.
And I would point to the road, or I would do the little Harley Davidson wave to the bikers.
I don't think they like that.
Some of them didn't care. Some of them thought it was funny. And then the purist, that Harley purist, that's just like
Ian.
This motherfucker
Turned around, tailed you.
kicked me off.
When you said you rode a moped for a while, I'm like, what? Why are we talking about fat chicks? I was really confused. I'm like, oh, the automobile. Okay.
The automobile, man. 90 miles to the gallon, 1 gallon tank. Yeah.
I can't be a vehicle snob. I drive a 02 Mercury Sable.
Nice. It's a good family car.
Bought it at a junkyard for $400. But I've had that car for 3 years.
Well, you got your money's worth then, so you're good. Mm-hmm. That's all that matters. Yeah, there's all these snobs, all these enthusiasts. It's fine to be passionate about something, but I don't know.
Shit on other people.
Right. You guys don't, you play D&D, you play all these tabletops games. If I play Monopoly, you're not going to make fun of me.
No, but play with you.
That's technically a tabletop game, right?
Yeah. Sort of. I mean, it's a
just a board.
Game.
It's just
a board game.
Yeah.
Board game, role-playing game. Those are your 2 tabletop games.
That'd be pretty crazy.
Card game.
A
card game. Sure.
I like good poker game. I always lose, but
Good
I like
Sheep's Head
playing
game.
I've never played Sheep's Head.
We play it every day at break.
So let's dive into this then. Let's introduce me to the world of this.
Sure. Okay, so when you're a player of D&D, the whole idea around it, which I don't think a whole lot of people follow, is that when you are just going to be a D&D player, it's expected that you have access to the player's handbook.
Okay. And there's just one, more or less?
Yeah,
or?
for now. I mean, there's been previous games like... So D&D has sort of evolved. It came out in the 70s, probably.
Yeah, I think so. 70s.
And that was first edition. And then since then, they've done a second edition, a third edition, 3.5.
Okay.
4, and this newest one is 5. And this came out not too long
I think 2014.
ago. Where is it?
2014.
2014.
All right. Nice.
So you can kind of look at that.
Take a gander here.
So your 2 main things of your character are you have a race.
All right.
And you have a class.
I got my race already.
Yeah, he's a gnome.
I want to be a gnome.
fetish.
All right.
Gnomes are the shit.
Yeah, gnomes are really cool. Gnomes get shit on a lot.
Yeah.
But they're really cool.
Just be a Smurf from Berlin, and then you'll be good.
A what?
Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce it. It's like
Svirfneblin.
It's like SVJERB.
SVIRNEBLI.
Yeah, some bullshit like that.
All right, so
They're gnomes that live underground.
They're the deep gnomes. They live real deep.
do you guys like change your voices when you do the characters?
Yeah.
When I GM, I do.
I feel like gnomes. Hello, everybody.
That's like a perfect.
Yeah, they're really solid. So your race is like what you look like. Basically, you get some basic shit from your race, and then your class is like what you do. Like so.
Sure. I want to be a rogue gnome.
That's a solid combo.
So a rogue is kind of like the idea of a rogue is you're like a skill
I gotta
junkie.
get you a character sheet.
Nice.
So like you have your combat tricks, but mainly when you're out of combat, you're kind of at your best.
Yeah.
And again, some people might disagree, but realistically,
I think it depends on your build a little bit.
Like a rogue gnome. You ever watch Romeo and Juliet?
No.
Romeo's a rogue gnome.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, it's like Romeo and Juliet, only lawn gnomes.
I know what it is.
Classic movie. My daughter used to always watch it. Elton John soundtrack. It's fucking tight, Ian. Shut up.
I literally have not said anything.
A rogue.
Your eyes say
is
it all.
Stealthy
Yeah.
and like backstabs their opponents. So
All right.
A gnome,
Excellent.
or a rogue. I keep saying gnome. A rogue is at his best when he can utilize his stealth to like get the drop on his opponent. You do extra damage. It's called a sneak attack.
Nice.
And when they're unaware of you or something like that, you'll be more effective.
All right. And you guys name your characters?
Yes. Oh yeah, of course.
Of course. You want to try to make your character as real as possible.
Okay.
Yeah, so essentially there's like two types of playing. So the type we're kind of playing now is kind of like the kick down the door, like real quick type of playing. But like the real role playing aspect is when you can not only make your character, but make like where they came from and have that idea in your mind and like play your game through that experience and try to like really breathe life into that character.
Okay.
Just because it really gives you a more enriching experience.
Yeah.
So like Brandon and I were just talking last night after we played our Starfinder game, and he was saying that he really felt like he was stepping into Blast Flanagan,
Blast Flanagan. I like that name.
His rat.
It's not my real name. I just took on that persona because I thought it sounded cool.
That sounds
Yeah.
Watch the videos.
So he's like a rat soldier is his racing class, and if you just looked at his character sheet, that's all it would say. But like with him creating this entity, he's very like in your face, kind of chauvinistic, kind of like he tells everyone his name so that way they don't forget it, and it's gotten us into trouble a couple times, but you know, whatever. And it's just it's a very neat again, that's his character.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like just, you know, it's really not that much different than playing a video game. Like when you, like right now I'm kind of playing God of War. I've only played it for like 10 minutes, but I have it. But, you know, like you're playing as Kratos and you're like, you get absorbed into it. You get, you know, you're dedicated. You're in it.
Yes and no, because with a video game, it ends up being kind of like I push this, you know.
The story's made for you versus you guys make the story in this experience.
There are like pre-made D&D stories too. Like you can buy an adventure and play through like a published adventure already.
Yeah.
Some people don't like that. It takes a lot of the work away, like because.
Yeah.
All right.
If you're not playing a pre-made thing, you got to draw your own maps and sometimes make your own enemies and stuff, and
all right,
it just does all the work for you.
Gnomes love names, it says. Well, my gnome name is Motherfucker.
All right. First name Mother,
last name Fucker. Motherfucker the gnome.
Mother of the Fucker family.
Right. Rogue gnome, Motherfucker.
That's funny.
That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna That's a pretty interesting book here that they have. Well, that's pretty cool that they...
I love the art.
Yeah. But, I mean, for only having like 5 editions in 40 years is pretty impressive. I would,
The longevity is great. The 4th edition, which is the one before this, was the shortest lived, but that's because people didn't like it. They tried to reinvent it and try to make it more of like a
video game.
Like a video game on a table.
Sure. So is it like...
This ring trick.
So is there... So Dungeons and Dragons, is this like a it's got to be like a company or a
Wizards of the Coast.
Wizards of the Coast, okay.
I think they also do Magic the Gathering.
Okay.
They do quite a bit. They do
Kaijudo, I think, is Wizards of the Coast.
Avalon Hill is Wizards of the Coast.
Crazy.
Which does a lot of like the history of war games and board games.
Alright. So we got the character sheet. Oh, this is pretty nuts.
I'm going to step out for 2 seconds.
Alright. So walk me through this, Ian.
Yeah. So, your character outside of like how your personality that you bring to it is broken down essentially to 6 stats here.
Okay.
How you generate those stats is you can do it a few different ways. You can roll for it, or you can do a point value system. For the entertainment value, we're going to let you roll for your stats. How you do that is you get 4d6s, which I'm just going to grab a few more because otherwise you're going to be rolling that one die.
And D6 is just like your standard dice.
Yeah, so D stands for like dice, and then the number is the sides. So
Okay.
D6.
Yeah.
Or D4, 4-sided die. D20, 20-sided die.
Okay.
So go ahead and roll those, and
Roll them.
roll once. Now take out the lowest number out of that set.
I got 4, 4, and 5, 5.
So take out a 4.
1, 4. All right.
Yep. And so write down that number. So you have a 14.
14. Where do I
So
put this?
just put it off to the side.
All right. All right. Cool.
And do that 7 times.
7 times.
Yep.
All right. So this would be 11.
Quick math.
Yeah, man. I'm not. This is crazy. All right. It's 4, 5, 6, 7,
12.
12. It's been a minute since I've been in a math class.
Again, you can generate your stats however you want. Generally, this is a nice, easy way to do it.
Okay.
So now what you're going to do is you're going to take those really crappy stats and you're going to be putting them up here.
You should re-roll those.
Why?
Those are poor.
That's all right. I'll be poor.
No, you can't be poor.
You're a hero.
All the
right?
basically all the challenges in this are based around having a party of 4 things. So like the mathematical balance comes from fighting as a party of 4.
Okay.
Obviously, we're not going to have a party of 4, but you're going to have Ian here. He's pretty strong.
Yeah.
All right. So we're gonna.
Ass. So, in your character here, you get a few different bonuses. So you being a gnome grants you. Oh boy, I haven't played a gnome in forever. You get a bonus to your intelligence score. So your intelligence score, no matter what number you put in there, it's going to get +2. So just keep that in mind.
All right.
And now, as a rogue, generally you want your highest score or your highest stat to be in dexterity. So that's dexterity is essentially how mobile, how nimble, how deft you are.
Okay.
So I'd put one of your 14s right in there.
Tipped it over. So wait.
Party fall.
So in dexterity, put a 14.
14. All right.
Yep. And then, so that would just cross, you
One
make
out.
your character, but you've used one of your 14s.
Okay.
And now, the other skills that you're going to want as a rogue is strength and intelligence.
Okay. So I got that. So 14 in strength, 14 in intelligence.
16 because gnomes give you a bonus.
Oh
to
shit! Yeah, I'm so smart. There we go. Obviously, the intelligence is really showing here. I want to be a wise gnome.
The rest of the stats that go in order is strength is how strong you are, dexterity is how nimble, Constitution is essentially your health and how healthy you are.
Okay.
Intelligence is how, like, I would say how book smart you are. Wisdom is how street smart you are.
Okay.
And charisma is how likable you are.
Cool.
That's like the easiest breakdown to the 6 stats that make up your character.
All right.
So
we're good here.
Yep. Without diving too far into it, you get your full health as a rogue, which is a D6.
8.
Which is a D8. So you add your Constitution modifier, which I'll explain modifiers in a second, to your health, which is you essentially take this number and you simplify it to a bonus or a negative. Mm-hmm. So every 2 points above 10 is a plus. Is a plus 1. So an 11 is a plus 0 because it's not 2 points above 10.
Okay.
It's a really stupid mathematical equation where you take the number minus 10 divided by 2.
Yep,
All
that's
right.
the easiest way to do it. So this is a plus 1, this is a plus 3, and these are backwards. This is a plus 2.
Fine.
This is a plus 2, and this is a plus 2.
Okay.
So with your health being a D8 and having 2 bonus to your Constitution, your health at level 1 will be 10.
All right.
And then, without going too far deep into like skills and things like that, we'll just kind of give you the basic stuff. So you get plus 2 to your initiative with your 14 dexterity.
Is he a forest or rock gnome? Or are we just not going to do that?
Doesn't matter. Which one do you want to give it to?
Forest is easier. I don't know. It's your character. What is motherfucker? Is he a forest gnome with a natural knack for illusion and inherent quickness and stealth?
Yes.
Or is he a rock gnome with a natural inventiveness and hardiness beyond that?
I like the first one.
All right, so he gets plus 1 to his dex.
Plus 1 to dex.
No, it's still...
All right.
It's really hard to write upside down.
I mean, Drew can probably write.
Yeah, I'll let you write.
Have you ever written before, Drew?
A couple times.
I know it's hard for some people, so I was just trying to...
Oh, that's all good. Yeah, let's
So you
try to get
also
through
get
this.
natural illusionist, so you know a spell. Even though
Yes.
rogues are not a spellcaster, you know the minor illusion spell.
Okay. Minor illusion. Do I jot that down somewhere?
Yeah, there's a second page.
Right here.
Or a third page, sorry.
Oh my goodness.
It is a cantrip.
A cantrip.
Cantrip are spells that you can just throw out at will.
Okay.
So it is called minor illusion. We'll get to spells are in the back of the book. We'll get to that.
Okay.
And then you have the special ability, which can just go on your first page. You can speak with small beasts.
Yes.
It gives some...
My wife calls me a small beast.
I don't think she calls you. I think she calls something else.
Oh.
It gives some examples such as squirrels, badgers,
Fucking
rabbits,
squirrel.
moles, woodpeckers, and other creatures or beloved pets.
Yeah.
So that's all your gnome does for you.
All right, cool.
Cool. And now, as a rogue, just to speed things along, what kind of weapon do you envision Motherfucker to have when he's kicking ass and taking names?
I think he's got like a little blade.
A little knife.
Yeah.
We'll give him a dagger.
Give me a sweet dagger.
So
like.
This is your attack space here.
Okay.
So you write
Dagger. That is your dagger. Packer reference. You want to get it in because you're a fucking Jaguars fan.
I'm not a Packer fan either.
You're not a Packer fan? Oh, you like the Bears.
Yeah, I do.
Oh, so I mean, well, just leave it at that.
Going home now.
That's fine.
Oh, wait, he is home. Hardy.
So, shit. What am I thinking? Oh,
So it's a D4 plus your strength.
yeah, but
damage.
you have an attack bonus.
Okay.
The core mechanic of this game, whenever you want to do anything, you roll your 20-sided dice, you add your bonus onto it.
Okay.
So, if you want to do something with your dagger, you have an associated bonus with it.
Okay.
And every time you want to do a dagger thing, you roll this, add your bonus.
Gotcha.
So, it's a finesse weapon, which means you use your dexterity rather than your brute strength.
Okay.
So you take your dexterity modifier of 2, and you add your proficiency bonus,
Which is 2.
which is also 2.
All right.
You could put a 2 up there for proficiency
2.
bonus. So your total is +4.
+4. All right.
And then your damage is going to be 1d4, which is this little triangle guy,
Sure.
plus your dexterity modifier of 2.
Okay. Gotcha.
So you can write that in your
Woo.
damage space.
So-
1d4 plus 2.
All right. This is a lot of work.
It is a lot of work. And
The
like,
initial startup is a little bit of work.
Yeah.
But all this work just means that...
Well,
once
because you
go-
dedicate this to a whole to a lot of things, right?
yeah, the longest like game that I've played lasted 2 years.
Oh
And
shit!
we didn't even reach maximum level. We
Right.
reached, I think, level 17 out of 20. 20
Okay.
is sort of like the cap.
Yeah. Crazy. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So
What else? We'll just use the quick build to kind of
that's fine.
along. So you'll have a hand crossbow as well
Nice.
as a weapon.
Okay.
So you'll have a like ranged option,
Okay.
and that will be the same attack bonus
stuff.
and damage.
Okay.
Because
Cool.
ranged does that. You have skills. So these are your skills, and you can choose them. You choose 4 from this list here.
All right. So we're gonna
If you
do.
want to know what they are,
They're pretty...
they're pretty
We'll
self-explanatory.
do deception. I'm gonna do a little intimidation. I'm gonna be in intimidating mode or gnome. We'll do athletics. Be an athletic gnome.
When I
And
think of a gnome,
yeah, they're fucking
I
just.
think of athleticism.
And then I will do persuasion as well. All right. Cool.
Okay. So for those, you get your proficiency bonus in each of your skills that you checked.
Mm-hmm.
In addition, you get your modifier for this like parentheses number. So athletics is going to be your proficiency bonus plus your strength modifier.
Okay.
Of 2.
So it's 5. Or no, 4.
4.
4. All right. Gotcha. All right.
And
Cool,
then,
cool.
Like deception is going to use your charisma, which is 0, so it's just a 2.
That's 2. And that's 2. They're all the same. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
You get some armor,
Nice.
and that's going to be leather armor. So your armor is your armor class.
I'm like one of those fools in The Walking Dead in the last season with like little mic pads.
Yeah,
guys watch
sort
The
of.
Walking Dead?
But it's a funny story about The Walking Dead. I left off at the mid-season finale
Oh, did ya?
of the last season.
Okay.
And I've watched every episode with my mom, so I was just like waiting for my mom to be able to get together with my mom and like get caught
Right.
up, like binge it a little bit. And she came over, and I was like, "All right, let's watch it." I didn't realize I left off at the mid-season finale, so I'm like, "Let's just watch the finale, and then we'll get into the next
Oh.
season." So I watched the season finale.
And you're like, what the
don't
fuck
know.
just happened?
Who the fuck are all these people? And then like the end, I don't want to like give spoilers or whatever, but I was like, wow, that was really like anticlimactic. Like,
You realize you missed like a whole.
yeah, missed like the whole important part.
Yeah. I thought it was an okay end of the season, this last
Yeah.
one. It wasn't bad.
Yeah, I just wish that I would have seen the 7 episodes leading up to it. So for leather armor, it's going to give you an armor class of 11 plus
Okay.
your dexterity modifier.
All right.
So
13.
13.
Is there a way to like go a little faster on this?
Yeah, we're almost done.
Okay. No, I'm not trying to rush it. I just have another interview I have to do in
Oh, okay.
7 minutes ago.
You got 1d6 sneak attack damage.
On here?
Yep.
Okay. 1d6 sneak attack.
Yep. So whenever you're like sneaking up behind somebody or something,
Okay.
and then you can take, if cunning action is what
Yeah, I
it's called.
do.
So you can take another Like, basically, you can take another movement action in your turn.
Okay.
A turn represents 6 seconds of real time when you're in combat.
Okay. Cool.
So, that's about it.
All right.
For level 1, you get a lot of other shit as you
go on.
Yeah.
Okay.
As you go on. But just for simplicity's sake, we'll just do one fight so you kind of get
That's battle.
an idea.
I'm going against Ian.
Sure.
I'm gonna
No.
fuck you
Kick
up.
your ass.
No, Ian's level 3, you're level 1.
Get ready, you little bitch. I'm gonna fuck you up.
Shit. What is your spell? Minor... No.
My spell was
Minor illusion.
minor illusion. Yeah.
Okay, so here, you can keep this open. This is the spell that you can do
Sweet.
at will. Okay, so let me kind of set the scene for you. You were an adventurer,
Yep.
and after many days of adventuring, you came upon a town.
The town. All right.
After spending some time in the town, you realized that some of the town's citizens had gone missing. And you thought that this was a great opportunity to earn some coin and just motherfucker is just an overall good person. So he has volunteered his services to the town
All right.
for the time being. The mayor of the town has hired you to go to a nearby cave where he believes some of the villagers have gone missing. And after fighting your way through a few creatures known as Zvarts.
Zvarts.
Yes.
All right.
They are small, brown skin or gray-skinned, pointy-eared creatures that live underground.
Nice.
You have found that their leader is a cloaked man who you see in this room here
Okay.
at his altar.
Right.
So you can just use something to represent yourself. This can be you.
Okay.
So you have him cornered at his altar,
All right.
and that is where you will just pick up right there.
All right.
You've met and befriended Shemesh,
Shemesh.
who is a large hulk of a man who wields a giant, like, wooden hammer.
All right. Cool.
And
Stay behind me, motherfucker. I'll guide you.
And you have entered this man's inner sanctum, where you find him at this strange altar with a fire lit, and he has his back turned to you, and he is on his knees, like, bowing toward the fire and chanting in some language that you do not understand.
All right. So what do I do?
So yeah, what do you do?
All right, and he's the enemy.
Well, I mean, you could try to befriend him if you really want to. but
Okay.
That's up to
Put
you.
yourself in that situation, and I guess what would you do in that situation? You remember you were just hired by the town's mayor to find out where these missing town folk are.
I'm gonna.
I should have said that you did find the missing town folk in the caverns underneath this inner sanctum.
So we got these people.
Yes.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go up to him as he's bowing down to this thing, and then I am gonna use some of my sweet persuasion ability. I'm gonna talk to him into giving me some intel. So I'm gonna play good cop here.
Okay. You're going to walk up to him to do that, or you're going to just yell at him from across the room?
I'm gonna.
Because where you are right now, each one of these squares represents 5 feet. So you're about 30 feet away from
30
him.
feet away. So I would slowly approach him. He wouldn't hear me coming, but then I would catch him off guard.
Make a stealth check.
A stealth check.
Trying to approach.
So anytime you
stealthy.
do a check, you use your D20.
Okay.
And then you're going to add your stealth bonus, which you don't have any.
I don't have one.
So you just add your dexterity.
Okay, so it's just
So just a +2.
+2. So
Yep.
I just roll it.
Yep.
12.
So you got a 14.
So 14.
I should have dice.
So I'm like
I was unprepared.
halfway there then? Is that
Yeah, so when you use stealth, you can move half your speed.
okay?
So your speed in a round is 30 feet.
Sure.
So you move 5, 10, 15.
Okay.
And that puts you a little closer to him. He gets to oppose your stealth with a perception, however. So you begin to approach, and it becomes clear to you that he hears you. You maybe step on some loose gravel or something, and his chant is interrupted. He does not turn to face you. He just stops chanting, and he's just sitting there stoically staring at this burning altar in front of him.
Okay. So I know that he knows I'm here.
Yes, you do.
And what I'm going to do then is I'm going to try to deceive him into thinking I'm a good guy here.
You are a good guy.
Okay.
Like I'm
Like that you're on his side.
that I'm on his side, that
Sure.
I'm part of it, I'm
Yeah.
like, yo, I got one of these homies that you got, let's lock him up in the basement where you got him chilling.
All right.
So that's what I want to do.
Okay. So you would roll a deception check
Okay.
and say to him what you would be saying in the situation then.
All right.
So that I can counter it.
All right, so I would say, hey man, I'm here on account of I have one of the people that you are seeking after. He's outside, ready to be taken under your control.
Sure, and then roll your die.
Roll a deception check then.
And that's the same,
Same
one.
D20 plus your deception.
All right, so
modifier.
6 plus was it just 2, right? Would be my deception?
Yes.
So 8.
You see him turn his head over his shoulder. He has a cloaked head, so you cannot see his face.
All right.
And he says, "Who have you brought me?"
Oh, I have brought you my homie Seamus. Or
That's close enough. He says, Shemesh the woodsman. He has been a thorn in my side for some time. And he turns around, and to your horror, it is the mayor who has hired you.
that shithead.
And he laughs and he says, "You think me to be so easily fooled. You will meet your death here." And that is going to start combat.
All right.
So, combat begins with an initiative roll. And your initiative, unless otherwise noted, just goes off of your dexterity, because your dexterity is a measure of quickness.
Okay.
So, your initiative is a d20 roll plus your dexterity modifier.
All right. So we'll say 15 plus 2. So
No, that's mine. So
that's
everyone
yours,
rolls
huh?
one. Yep. Nope.
Oh,
D20.
wrong dice. Oh man, there's so many sides. Here we go. So that's 12.
Yes.
All right. So I got 12.
All right. He has an initiative as well, but you don't get to know what his initiative is. And apparently neither do I. Okay, there it is.
So I got an 18. So I think I'm going first.
18. Okay. So yeah, Shemesh goes first. So seeing the mayor, he quickly springs into action.
Yeah, and I'll shout out, "Behind me, motherfucker!" and I'll charge forward. So I get my move speed. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and then I'll hit him.
All right.
So again, with an attack roll, I roll the d20 plus my attack bonus of 5, so 19. And then it compares it to its armor class or how well it can defend
Yeah,
itself.
and he is not very heavily armored. He just has a cloak. So, your swing is on point, and your giant wooden hammer makes contact with his flesh.
So I deal 9 damage as I swing upwards and try to distract him away from you to
Okay.
give you some sort of advantage.
Nice. No,
So the blow connects with him and he stumbles backward. He is obviously not used to seeing combat.
okay. So this time I can throw a minor illusion at him.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw a minor illusion at this guy.
All right.
How do you say your name? Shemesh? Shemesh. So then I'd be like, move aside, Shemesh. I'm gonna trick this fucker. Here we go.
What does minor illusion do for the record? Because I'm unfamiliar with it.
If you create a sound, the volume can range from a whisper to a scream. It can be your voice, someone else's voice, a lion's roar. So if you create an image of an object, such as a chair, okay, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to create a sound, and it's going to be like a fucking lion roaring at this guy to distract him.
Okay.
And now he's going to be distracted. He's going to think like something in the distance is coming at him.
Yeah, so you're going to like put it behind him or...
Yeah, I put it
do you
behind him
emanate it from?
so then his back will get turned to us.
Sure. Nice.
Okay. So he gets what's called a saving throw to try
Okay.
to resist it and like realize that it's an illusion. Which
He does
is
with the 11.
probably going to fail
Oh,
because
good.
you have it goes off of your intelligence, so it's 10 plus your intelligence.
Hell yeah.
And he fails. So he turns. He hears both of you. Everybody hears this lion's roar, and he turns in horror, expecting to fight this lion. But he drops his guard, which allows you to hit him.
Yep. So
This is called an attack of opportunity.
seeing the opening you have given me, I'll bring him with a hammer over my head and just try to smash him down. And I'll miss.
You swing at him, but he quickly realizes that there is no lion, and he turns back to see your hammer coming down on his head and like shifts out of the way. And he follows up with his hand glows with this blackish red energy, and he attempts to plunge it into your flesh.
All right.
My flesh, not your flesh.
Does what is his attack bonus? A 15.
No.
So yeah, you're heavily armored. His magic is not enough to penetrate the armor that you're wearing. So he does make contact with you, but your armor absorbs the blow.
All right.
That brings it back to the top of initiative order, so it's your turn again.
Yep. So with fervor this time, I'm gonna strike him down again for a 10.
Yeah, and he is wearing next to no armor. He is not very deft maneuvering,
So again, I'm gonna just rather than swinging it, I'm just gonna like kind of stab him and try to
All right.
hit him in the stomach and deal some damage to him.
I
So
didn't see where that went.
it's underneath your foot, Drew.
You got.
So I'm gonna deal
A 6.
another 9 damage to him.
All right. And how
As
much
I kinda
damage does
just
he have?
boom. I've done a total of 18 to him now.
Yeah,
Okay.
and you don't really know, but he's looking pretty rocked now.
All right.
He's queasy on his feet.
All right. For the sake of time, can
It
this
is.
be the last move?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I want
finish
to
him.
deliver.
You can finish
I
him
want
up.
to fucking kill this guy.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna come up to him with my dagger, and I'm just gonna chuck it at his fucking head.
You're gonna throw it at him?
Take this! The motherfucker delivers!
Special delivery from the motherfucker. Roll your d20 and add your bonus.
There you go.
That's gonna be a hit. He's not expecting a thrown dagger, so you can, your dagger deals a d4, and then you get your sneak attack as well. So you
Alright.
roll both of them together and add 2.
So 2, 3.
That is a poor roll, but he is nearly dead. So you chuck your dagger across the room with your war cry, and you pierce him right through the eye. And the mayor falls dead in a
Yes!
bloody heap at your feet. And you have successfully liberated the villagers from their tyrannical mayor.
Excellent.
Thank goodness you were here, motherfucker.
And then there would be like treasure that you could get and stuff to get better equipment, better weapons, things like that.
That's pretty awesome. Yeah, that's pretty fun. I mean, obviously, it cracked a couple jokes, but it's still
that's a big goal.
You want?
Yeah.
awesome, man. Well,
It's just really time consuming.
Yeah, a
if
little
there is
bit.
one drawback, it takes a
That's
really
all right.
long time.
Well, thanks for showing me this. And
Yeah.
so at the end of every episode, we wrap it up with the beer again. So Fox River Brewing, we have 2 dams. It's a blonde ale, and we do the thing where we drink. We say we drink it or dump it. So you're on your second one, right?
Yeah, I'm drinking
So
it.
you're drinking it, Ian.
I can power through. This isn't too bad.
All right.
Drink it.
Yeah, we say drink it. So yeah, thanks guys for having me, and I'll have to maybe I'll have to get to sit in on a game, like a legit full thing one time. Then
Anytime,
it'd be
if you,
fun.
if you got some time, that would be great. I love new players.
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah, that definitely was fun. Motherfucker's a cool guy.
He lives on.
Pew Pew Audio. Goodbye, everyone.